to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. But here's 2 quotes to combat that. Beyonce says this: "My friends are goals, your friends are foes." My friends are goals, your friends are foes. I just think that's hella funny. Like, Beyonce is literally going from just banging on us for her just being Beyonce to banging on us and saying that your friends are foes, your friends are fake. Like, that sucks. Like, I think that's hilarious that Beyonce is banging on us. I'm gonna say us as a unit, and saying that your friends are fake. Like, don't just listen to the song and be like, oh, that's hard, but like really be like, are my friends fake? Did Beyonce just call my friends fake? And then look at it. Like, your friends are foes, my friends are goals. And I don't even need to know her friends to know, like, she ain't gonna just say that if they're not really goals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's so hard that Beyonce was like, not only is she goals, but her friends are goals. And the dopest part about it is the value and respect that she's putting on them and their relationship. Like, that to me is hard. Yeah, I think that takes humility, that takes high emotional intelligence to be able to say, like, my friendships are goals. And then she proceeds with a 4-minute long song to tell us why her friends are goals. And we're about to go into that in a second. But Jay-Z also says, he said, all of y'all are fake close. Damn, that sucks. So here you got Beyonce and Jay-Z telling us that, one, their friends are goals, your friends are foes, and Jay's like we're real close and you guys are fake close. And that sucks. Like, that sucks, because I can think of mad people in my mind right now who are like fake close. And I know for me and mine, I ain't trying to be fake close. I ain't trying to have no faux friends. So that's what I'm going back to saying, like, don't keep your enemies closer than your friends. You don't want to have fake friends. Like, nobody wants it, so why are we being it? And I'm going to say this too. I think our ability to have good friends is dictated based off my ability to be a good friend. So if I don't have any good friends and all I have is fake friends, I must not be a good friend and I must be a fake friend. Period. Like, I just think that's it. So for Beyonce to say her friends are goals, she had to be a goal to have goal-like friends. For Jay-Z to be like, nah, we mad close and your friends are fake and I can peep it and I be hearing stuff from your friends about you, like, come on, bruh. So the proof is in the pudding here, right? If you don't have the quality of friendships I think that you want, it might really be a reflection of you. And I'm talking to myself and not just you, whoever's listening to this, right? All right, y'all, let's talk about it. We talking about friendship. Your ability to have good and great friends will increase your ability to live out your purpose with confidence. Your ability to have good and great friends will increase your ability to live out your purpose with confidence. The reason being is because when you got a crew, when you got cats that you rock with, like, and you can celebrate with them, you can tell them what's going on and all that stuff, like, that is going to, it's going to increase your psychological well-being, right? It's going to increase your hope and your optimism for the future, because you're like, one, you know you're not doing life alone, right? You know that you're not in isolation, and it allows you to be like, yo, the second something dope happens to you, you got somebody to talk to about it, right? You got somebody who's going to celebrate you. You got somebody who's like excited for your wins, right? But let's be honest, making friends as an adult is hard. I'm not gonna lie. So I went to Afrotech 2 weeks ago, and my main mission was to grow my social capital personally and professionally. I went by myself, and I do a lot of stuff by myself. I'm my only child, so a lot of this is like legit active practice for me. And so after one of the main events, I'm like standing there and I'm like, okay, all right, are we gonna go talk to any? And I can be, look, I might be animated and everything right now, but like I can be shy. I can be shy. I can play the shy girl. This could be a part of who I am. And so I'm standing there and I'm like, okay, do I want to go talk to somebody or do I just want to go home? What do I want to do? And somebody walked up to me and she was like, you look like you're by yourself. I'm by myself. Hi, my name is. And I was like, and then we made friends, right? And so what I'm saying about that moment in particular, or just in general, is like making friends as an adult is hard. It's not easy because we're busy. We got stuff to do. We got families. Our responsibilities have increased. Like so many reasons. There's so many reasons that go into why, like, or it's easy for you to have an excuse and say, I don't have any friends because I don't have time. But like, it's dangerous for you to not have any friends. And we're going to get more into that later, but it's really important for you to put yourself out there in events and networking events and try to have some courage to be able to introduce yourself to somebody. So shout out to Kelly for introducing herself to me. We are now friends, and I truly appreciate your courage in that. But if we're going to talk about friendship, we also have to talk about a couple things though, like the things that we need. Here are the things that I need. And I think it's things that we all need when it comes to friendship. Trust. This is a whole episode on its own, so I ain't even going to dive too deep into that. But we know that we need trust. Like there's no relationship without trust. But how do you really build trust though, right? With communication and consistency. Okay? Like in order for us to be friends, in order for us to go deep, in order for our intimacy to grow, and again, I'm using intimacy intentionally because I believe the difference between acquaintances and community when it comes to friends and any other level is the intimacy at which we do life with. And yes, you can have intimate relationships with people, with platonic people you do life with, right? Like intimacy isn't just reserved for romantic relationships. Me and the people we do life with, or I do life with, it's intimate. And Beyonce says this in French, she says, our souls exposed. How intimate is that? For her to say our souls are exposed in our friendships, that tells me that there's trust, there's consistency in communication, but trust is only built off of consistency in communication. If I am going to expose my soul to you, that takes some trust. And that trust came off of consistency, and it came off us being able to communicate because my soul is me. And the fact that Beyonce is able to say, like, our souls are exposed in this relationship, and this is why my friendships are goals, because our souls are exposed. So my question to you is, do you have friends that you feel like you're willing and have the ability to, and that's safe enough, physically, psychologically, emotionally safe enough for you to be able to expose your soul? Like, not everybody does. And that's why I think Beyonce says that her friends are goals, because her soul is exposed and it's safe enough for it to be so. So think about that. Do you have friends where it's safe enough for you to expose your soul? Do you have friends that you trust? Do you invest in communication? Do you invest in consistency? Do you invest in trying to figure out how you can get better at all those areas with the people that you already do life with? Right? It's always a two-way street. It's not up for us to just leave it up to somebody else to figure out how do we get better in these areas, how you develop your relationships and get better. It's a two-way street. It's not just for romantic relationships. This should happen in platonic relationships as well. I want you to think of like all the shows that we love, right? Like Girlfriends, Living Single, Friends, The Office, like all of the, even Abbott Elementary, like all of the dope TV shows that highlight friendship, that highlight people in unity. And they're feel-good shows. They're shows that make us really value community. And I think we love them because it displays what's possible, right? Like what's possible if we go deep with people, what's possible when we're consistent with people, what's possible when we bare our souls and are intimate. Like even thinking about the movie Waiting to Exhale, and just how like when the women get together, it just is, it's just, you know, a vibe. Or again, like Girlfriends and all of those, or Insecure, you know what I'm saying? You think about Insecure and Issa and, oh girl, I just spaced Yvonne, but that's not her real name. Dang, what's her name? I be forgetting names, and that's okay. I'm gonna come back to that. What is her name? Issa and Molly's her name. Anyways, Issa and Molly and Amanda and just all them, and think about how like when they got busier in life and then they got a chance to like hang back out again, it was like, oh my gosh, like we missed this, we have to keep doing this more. Like when you are with people, you just feel better. Like you just feel better because being with people and being in community is a dope thing, but it gets harder the older we get and the more responsibilities we have. So I saw a post by the holistic psychologist, and she said, few people talk about the impact of growing up in a home with parents who don't have friends. We don't learn how to host people, what friendship looks like, and social skills. And I could not double tap, share that joint enough, because this is something that I didn't really see a whole lot. Like, my mom didn't have a whole lot of friends. Can't ask her why, I'm not really sure, but I didn't grow up really seeing that. I saw it at other people's houses and I enjoyed it, and I saw it kind of growing up a little bit more in other spaces. And I see it now also with other people, and I just think how to host people, that's a big deal. And I know that not everybody has the ability spatially to be able to do so. But if you do have the space, you have the ability, that's something you should do, not only just for yourself, but also for your kids. So I don't have kids right now, but I had a Friendsgiving. Ever since I bought my house, before I bought it and I built it, I literally would walk through the kitchen area and living room area and would pray that my house would be filled with love and laughter and food and fun and people. And it has been. And every single time I'm in my house and I'm in the kitchen and it's a bunch of people around, we got music going and food and laughter, I just smile, because it's dope because it's people, but it's also to my prayer being answered. But the other part is I know how to host. And this is something that as a Black masked woman, I didn't see happen too often, but I was able to learn from other people who I did life with and was yo, this is dope. So now I know how to host. I know how to be able to create a space for people to gather and eat over food and drink and be merry and have fun. And I think that creates priceless moments. The other piece is we don't learn what friendship looks like. That's a really big deal, is to be the same way representation matters in any aspect. It matters just as much in this part. How many of us can say we saw our parents operate in great, healthy relationships? Not even just romantic, again, platonic, healthy relationships. Not even our parents, but maybe our cousins, our big brothers, or whoever the people we did life with. Can we really say that we've seen good friendships modeled? Not really. I don't know. Actually, my grandma, shout out to my grandma. She had a best friend, shout out to Miss Conley, for over 50 some years. It just was for over 50 some years, and it was a beautiful thing to see. And so shout out to my grandma for that. And shout out to my Aunt Carolyn, who was my grandma's friend for, again, over 50 some years. So I did see that modeled in a different way, but cats closer to my age, I haven't really, it's tough. And I think that when we can model it for other people that we do life with, or we see it again modeled in shows like this, yes, it's kind of fantasy-like, but I think it gives us the ability to be able to at least see that friendship is possible, even after conflict. Friendship, or healthy friendships, is possible with multiple people. And not just having one friend or one best friend. In high school, it's oh, you can only have one best friend. Bump that. You can have multiple best friends, because you shouldn't be relying on one person to provide, all of your needs in any capacity, right? And the other thing is social skills, right? Social skills is huge, especially, right, they talk about in this generation where kids lack the ability to really be able to communicate. So social skills, social capital, it goes hand in hand, and also really goes hand in hand with emotional intelligence and self-awareness and relationship management, right? So when we can model this for our kids, our little brothers and sisters, whoever it is, and you can model what it's like to be a good friend and to have good friends, this can change their life. It can change who they choose to do life with, even at school, because they've seen you model it out. And we're not talking about it being a perfect model, because that's a part of it as well. Go ahead and mess up and communicate about it, because that's life, and it allows whoever it is that's learning from you to be able to know that it's okay to make mistakes and how to grow and to manage conflict. That's the relationship management piece. That's the social awareness. So do your best to surround yourself with people so that way you can grow in your emotional intelligence, because you can't just have it just within yourself, right? You have to be able to interact with other people. And you can't grow your social capital without other people. You can't grow your social awareness, your relationship management without other people. Bottom line is, we need people.